Hello. It's cold outside in Chicago. I am just leaving a first rehearsal. I'm in a musical. It's going to be coming up here in February in Chicago. Porchlight Music Theater called Far From Heaven. So got to dive in with some music, and then we watched a movie. Got to meet the cast, some of the cast and everything, which was fun. And we watched an old, like 40s movie. Mom would love this. With Jane Wyman and Rock Hudson, kind of to use as source material. This is going to be an interesting kind of stylized production, the acting, the whole setting. So yeah, you know, it's going to be some fun. And it's kind of interesting as I'm watching this and kind of laughing. I was kind of thinking, man, I would have loved to see Mystery Science Theater 3000. Like, I'm imagining all the funny things that I'd be seeing those guys say in the front row and everything. I'm also laughing because I'm thinking my mom would just be like, this is wonderful. This slightly melodramatic acting. But it's interesting, so a couple of themes that are kind of coming through that we're going to play with as an ensemble, and you know, I just sort of try and tie things together. How does this connect with what we're doing entrepreneurially, you know, on Amazon or in the online space or what have you? You know, how does this connect? And you know, what's interesting is these sort of people are sort of stuck in a box, and they're afraid to break out of this box, to go against the stream, right? Everybody sort of goes in the same channel, and they don't want to be ostracized from the community, so they don't want to do anything. Do you like how I've got one hand so I can touch the screen and one glove on? Jazz hands. Yes, distracted. So, you know, they can't break out of the box to do what they really truly want to do, what they're passionate about from their heart and everything. And you know, we've seen that a lot, you know, with people who maybe they want to start something out and it doesn't work, and so they kind of give up on it. You know, Alex and I, we tried like a couple different modes of trying to, you know, we're trying to break free. We wanted to break free from this 9 to 5, and so we tried a couple different things that did not work. And you know, it could have been easy just to give up, but you know, we didn't want to stay in the box. And so sort of what the movie was, and kind of in the same sort of way what the show is going to be about, is these characters and the pressure they feel to stay in the box, you know, not to rock the boat too much because of what they might lose. You know, oh, if you make these choices, then you're not going to be invited to these things. Then you're going to be ostracized from the community that you've known. But it's not even taking into account that there's a whole nother community out there. You know, that's one of the things that Alex and I have found, is that if we hadn't have said, I don't want to stay stuck in this world, I know there's more out there, we never would have found, you know, there's a whole other community out there with people who are looking to break out of whatever box that is. So I'm also thinking about, you know, I've got a couple different roles I'm going to be doing, so how can I make them distinctive and different and flair? And so, you know, a part of the whole reason why Alex and I are also doing what we're doing is because we want to create. We don't want to just, you know, sit and do the same thing. And that's what I love about acting, and for her, music and singing that's what art is. And I think if you look at life as art, right? Shakespeare said the world's a stage, that it's about taking something that is on a page or something that's written that somebody else has dreamt up in some ways, and we're collaborating to produce something that's never been done, because it'll never be done. It's with different people in a different place and different time, taking different things that people put together and making something new out of it. And that the same can be true of the art of whatever business that you can create for yourself to give you, the time and space to create the life and the things that give you joy, that whatever that might be. So I don't know, I love just trying to tie things together and see how this relates and how it can get me fired up, and to hate how you could say it's ourselves or our fear wants to put us in a box, and it doesn't change. There's always new challenges and new things to say, am I gonna stay stuck here, or I'm gonna take the next level? Listen, to be perfectly honest with you, Alex and I came back from California, and me, not really her, she's been good, but I've been like, shoot, we've got these business challenges. How do I grow this to the next level? I've got this much staff to pay now, and here's where we're at. And it's like, it needs to be like this, and I got to change it now, and things take time. And sometimes it's about finding new thinking on how to solve problems. So I found myself saying, okay, I can start to feel sort of stuck in this box of this is what I know has worked so far, and I can just keep doing that, or am I gonna dare to step out in a new way, step up to a new level of solving problems for the business, creating, doing new things, and then we ended up talking with Amanda, my niece, who is managing the business, and just in that creating and collaborating together, I left feeling 100 times better than I did before, because I then believed, okay, I'm collaborating with other people, other minds. We're dreaming up, we're thinking up possible solutions and things we can do, and instead of being stuck in the box of my own head of here it is, so all this to say, and I'm trying to use these videos on one level to that it might be motivating for you who is listening, on one level that it's good for me just to learn how to consistently share my heart, my voice, and in doing so, I'm going to find it more too. So, that's why I'm doing this, and I wanted to take time to, just share a little bit of kind of where I'm coming from this evening, and kind of connecting the dots of, taking this story and what we're working on, and how it might be relevant, for other people who are watching this. So, what box do you feel stuck in? Because ultimately, we are the ones that put ourselves there. And this character in the movie, I think to me, it was the doctor in the show who becomes the sort of truth teller, right? Who has that scene, and he sits her down, and at first she is just wants to be like, oh, well, it's over. I can't do anything. That sort of fatalism, right? And I see my street lighting for my video, because I missed the turn because I'm talking has run out. So now I'm like in the dark. So she's one, right? She's got in that state. One thing Tony Robbins talks about is, you change your state, you change your future. So she's stuck in this sort of fatalistic state. Woe is me. It's all fate. I can't do anything. And the fates are aligned, and it is what it is. That's life, So, and I'm back on Irving Park, so it's all good. So, first of all, she's in this state. It says it's not possible, and he basically says, yes, it is. Who says it's not possible? He tries to say, let me help you change your state. And then secondly, then she tries to say, okay, well, he's making me face that he's trying to get her to take action, right? Take action towards her goal of what she wants to achieve. Well, then she uses the scapegoat of, well, in this case, it's a romantic interest. So then she uses the other way of hiding or avoiding dealing with it. She says, well, if he really loved me, he would do this. And You know, then this doctor goes, no, you made the choice. If you really loved him, you would go and it wouldn't matter and everything. So he basically was sort of the to me at least, the truth teller, or that sort of moment where he basically had a come to Jesus meeting where he basically said, I'm not letting you get away with your BS, even though you're a very lovely lady and very dignified. And he wasn't mean, but he basically, I guess what a doctor does, one of the things we talked about, you know, when we went to the Dare to Soar program, about when you have true friends, they will not just tell you what you want to hear, but they will tell you with compassion what you need to hear. And the phrase we had for that was, cut me clean. You know, if you have a doctor operating